In this video, I will talk about how to qualify NET JRF first paper, and that too without much use of book, because this paper is actually not based on the bookish knowledge. Yes, without much depending on book, you can qualify NET JRF first paper very easily. You know very well that nowadays the NET JRF exam consists of two papers, first paper and second paper. The second paper is subjective, but the first paper is not subjective. Then what? The first paper is termed by the UGC as General Paper on Teaching and Research Aptitude. So this paper is conducted especially to assess or to evaluate the teaching and research aptitude of the candidates. But along with this, some other qualities also asked in this paper, like your comprehensive power, your analysis power, your common sense, your general knowledge, and your awareness about what is happening around. So you can very well understand from these topics that this paper is not based on bookish knowledge. You have to have some common knowledge and get your mental faculties activated. Keep in mind that if you analyze and break down any idea, any complex idea, it starts looking simple. So in today's video, we will break down the concept of first paper of NET and JRF exam. But for that, two things are needed. They are willpower and dedication. And I certainly hope that you have these two things, and that's why you are here to watch this video. I will discuss the whole syllabus, every topic in the syllabus one by one, and unfold every concept in it, to break down, to ease down, to simplify the ideas. The UGC has clearly mentioned that the questions in first paper will be asked from 10 topics, and from each topic there will be 5 questions. Every question bears 2 marks, so you got to attempt 50 questions of 100 marks, and you have to score maximum out of this 100 marks. More you score in first paper, more easily you crack NET or JRF. Just you need to have a good strategy. I have also discussed a very good strategy to prepare for English for second paper in another video. If you want to know, you want to watch the video, you can check here on the I button and make profit out of it. Coming to the first paper, the first topic is teaching aptitude. You can have teaching quality by birth or it can be earned, but you need to know some terminology, some definition regarding this, and so you need to read something. And it is not necessary that you always read book only. You can use Google, you can use mobile to know about these things, because in Google these things are easily available and you can go for it. You can search for what is the concept of teaching, what is the objectives, levels of teaching, and what are the basic requirements of teaching aptitude. You should know what are the characteristics of the teacher and what are the characteristics of pupils. You should have some basic knowledge about what are the factors that affect teaching learning process and how they work, what are the materials needed in teaching, and what are the environment. You must know about the teaching methods, because many questions are asked from here, and you should know what is the basic difference between the teacher-centric education system and the learner-centric education system, etc. You must have knowledge about the offline methods and the online methods. What are the requirements of online methods, pros and cons of online system. After knowing teaching and learning method, you also have to know about the evaluation process. So these are the points you have to cover in teaching aptitude section. You need not have thick books to cover it. You just go to Google, write teaching aptitude, and you will get lot of materials regarding this. In next unit, they ask questions from research aptitude. Since higher education is mainly about research, so you should have some basic knowledge about research aptitude. And remember that in NET JRF exam, many basic questions are asked from this field, because a researcher means who is pursuing higher education must know about these basic things. Students in higher education should know the need of research and how research is conducted, and what is the meaning and how many types of research are there, what are the features of research, about the method of research. There are many methods of research like experimental, descriptive, historical, qualitative, quantitative, and many more. You should also know about the thesis and article writing and their format and style. And in this section, very important part is research ethic. So you should have some knowledge about what are the ethics maintained or should be maintained in research. The third unit is all about comprehension, your comprehensive knowledge. In this section, you will be given a text, or rather say passage of text. You have to read that text thoroughly and you have to answer some questions from that text. The specialty here is You have to secure 5 out of 5 in this section because it is considered to be the most easy one, the most easy unit to earn mark. The next unit is communication. Communication is when someone expresses or communicates an idea or something to someone else, and it can have many ways or paths. So in this section you have to know about the types of communication, the characteristics of communication, and what are the effective way to communicate. There are many ways like verbal, non-verbal, like intra-people, inter-people, communication in small group, public communication, etc. There are many barriers in communication and you have to know how to overcome those barriers. The next unit or unit 5th is mathematical reasoning and aptitude. Students from humanities or arts background generally face problem in this section, but there is no way. You have to have some idea, basic idea about maths also, because in everyday life, in daily life, we have to solve many problems regarding maths directly or indirectly. In this section, many letter series or number series are asked. Some basic math about time and distance, ratio, proportion, profit, loss, interest, discounting, etc. you should know. As far as I know, these maths are asked from class 10th level, so if you have mastery over the maths of class 10, you can solve these problems very easily and score good marks. Unit 6th is logical reasoning. And in this section, you have to answer some questions from philosophy. You got to know some structure of arguments, some forms of arguments, some uses of language, some connotation, denotations, etc. You have to have some knowledge about analogies and Venn diagram. You have to consult some philosophy book and gather some knowledge about Indian logic, or you can choose going to Google and find those things, because in Google, I already said, you will get lot of information about this and they are enough to qualify NET or JRF. 7th unit deals with data interpretation. In data interpretation, you have to know about how to collect data, what are the sources of data and how to classify them. You have to have some very basic ideas like what are the quantitative data, what are the qualitative data. You have to practice them. You can be given some bar chart or pie chart or table chart and solve some problem. You can be given some data to interpret. Then there will be 5 questions from ICT, Information and Communication Technology. For our generation, this unit is very interesting because in this unit questions are asked from topics like internet, like online and offline class, like audio, visual, conferencing, like email, etc. Unit 9th is about people, development and environment. In this unit, in the syllabus, you can get 10 or 11 points, and if you read about every point, you can have very clear knowledge, clear idea about what are the questions asked in this section, and if you memorize them, actually you need not memorize them. If you just read them carefully, you can answer all of them. Unit 10th is higher education system. In this section, you have to know something about the history of Indian higher education. You have to know about some policies, some states implemented in higher education system. You may have to know or learn some date also in this section. So these are the 10 topics from where questions are asked in paper first. In every topic, you have to answer 5 questions. It's normal that you cannot answer all the questions and one cannot be expert in every topic. So you have to understand that in which topic you are expert or in which topic you can answer maximum. If you don't feel good or comfortable with topic, you can just avoid it to invest more and more time to a topic that you like. Suppose you don't like data interpretation, so just leave it and put some time in the topic you like. And in data interpretation section that you don't like, you can do some guesswork, because in it you have not to pay for a negative answer. So make profit out of it. I am repeating again and again that you need not have thick books to qualify first paper of NET or JRF. You have your mobile, you have your internet, just use it. Just go to Google, give 1 day to one topic. Just after 5 days, you will start feeling comfortable and confident. And I assure you, if you spend just 4 or 5 days for each topic, you will definitely be able to score more than 60%. If you want to spend money and go to coaching and have some teacher, it's nice. But if you don't have money, if you don't want to go to coaching center, you can do it by your own. Use Google, practice on your own. And if you don't understand something, Call some of your friends who have some knowledge about a particular topic which you don't understand. Call some teachers and call or go or meet anyone who can help you. I told you in the beginning of the video that you need two things, your willpower and dedication. If you have these two things, you can easily get done with NET JRF. You cannot deny that you don't use mobile. Many a time you spend on mobile, and instead of spending time on Facebook, WhatsApp and stuff, if you spend time on knowing something about this paper, just imagine how helpful it can be. Anyway, I am not going to prolong this video. In description box, I am going to give the link of syllabus of this paper. You can download it from here and start preparation. Make target, give 4 or 5 days for each topic. Start using Google. You yourself be your own teacher and see the difference. Anyway, for those people who are still watching this video, I have a YouTube channel. The name of the channel is El Dorado. You can visit my channel and watch videos. I hope there are many videos that can be helpful for you. I also request you to subscribe it so that I can come up with new videos with new contents. Thank you.